May 14th, 2020, when I first heard on a Thursday evening about 5 p.m. preparing for dinner on TV and through text messages, my phone was blowing up and it all said, the first case of COVID-19 community spread began in a nail salon.
He said today that a nail salon was the site of the first community spread case of the virus in our state.
This whole thing started in the state of California, the first community spread in a nail salon. I just want to remind everybody of that. I'm very worried about that.
We were all blown away that the statement had been made.
We were really shocked at the statement because they targeted a single business and a single industry for the outlying spread of community.
The first thing I thought of was how much prejudice was behind that. We're already dealing with prejudice through Trump calling it the Kung flu and China virus, and it was going to completely obliterate our industry for sure. Restaurants, especially Recess Room, our restaurant, is not just a place to dine, but it's a place to gather. We knew that we were in deep trouble.
Blindsided is how members of the nail salon industry say they're feeling after California's governor didn't include nail salons on the list of businesses that can reopen this week.
Our nails industry professionals, these are the mothers of the doctors and lawyers and engineers. When they were closed back in March, the middle of March of 2020, they saw their own children, their own nieces and nephews. We saw community members on the front line and healthcare professionals who did not have masks. We are a profession with masks. Through heart and through care for as fellow human beings, we deployed all of our masks out of our salons, out of our nail supplies, out of our beauty college. On top of that, our instructors, students and alumni, as well as our network, came together to sew. They sewed masks. And all of this to give back to those who needed it most at that time.
I decided to divert my attention and to think about more positive things and how to help the community. And that's where Antham and I connected, and we started to do the food drive and help seniors.
Business owners in Orange County are marking the anniversary of the fall of Saigon with acts of kindness during this coronavirus emergency. Orange County reporter Jessica DeNova takes a look at what they're doing to help healthcare workers and others in need.
Thousands of meals delivered to frontline workers fighting COVID-19 thanks to the work of business owners in the nail industry devastated by stay-at-home orders.
They saw a downturn in their business and they saw they had something of value for the frontline workers.
Personal protective equipment, 120,000 masks and 300,000 gloves donated at the start of April. Nailing It for Healthcare Workers was born and ready to do more.
Little did we know, although we've done all that, although we created a national campaign on that we got hurt.
As a community, we were all impacted. My mind is running there, okay, what's the evidence? We were 99.9% confident there's no way that community spread was from a nail salon.
We have to defend our industry. We have to defend our livelihood. Because that decision was made that evening, we decided we're gonna work all night, pull all-nighter, not sleep. 10 a.m. the next morning, we'll be the first group to put on a press conference. We reached out to all of our elected officials. We were able to get over 30 plus media, mainstream and ethnic, at the event.
The group Pro Nail Association says they will sue the governor's office to get court-ordered guidelines for salons to open, as well as a targeted opening date. Today, industry workers took to the streets in Southern California, where the group is based, to speak out against Newsom's prior assertion the first case of community spread of COVID-19 was in a nail salon. On Friday, I first told you his office was backtracking on that statement, telling salon owners there may have been prior cases. Pro Nail Association, which calls itself the voice of the nail industry, says Newsom failed to publicly clarify what they believe is false information about their industry and COVID-19, and it's angering their community.
We have a lot of people in the public who are probably very concerned as to whether they are able to safely go back into a nail salon. The statement from the governor was absolutely unfounded.
The objective for that was not just exposure and awareness. Awareness was only step one, but step two was education. And an opportunity to sit at the table. And that's what it ended up leading to. We ended up sitting down and working with the governor's office. We sat down with the governor's office and his top staff. And we ended up adding and giving input to the health and regulations from a nails perspective. In that meeting, those recommendations ended up being taken into account and becoming law for our industry, for COVID-19 and the situation.